I was recently on holiday in Gran Canaria and I met a doctor who was a radiographer and thought, well, this is a great opportunity to ask him about muscle knots. Now, a radiographer, in case you don't know, is a doctor who specializes in understanding, interpreting various sorts of scans. So it could be an X-ray, an MRI, an ultrasound. And what he said to me about muscle knots was quite interesting because apparently they don't show up on any of these scans unless there is kind of like an acute injury. So unless there is a proper tear with swelling and inflammation, muscle knots don't show up. And it is interesting because when you think that knots is probably one of the number one reasons that people come in for massage, often those knots are chronic, so they've been around for a long time. People feel tension, people feel pain. So they're not usually going to be acute, so there won't be any swelling. And technically there is actually nothing wrong from a clinical point of view with that muscle. So we've established that knots aren't clinically a pathology. They're not something that we can see on any sort of scan unless there is inflammation and a proper tear. So what is a knot? So a knot is an area within a muscle that is usually in spasm. So there's a kind of area of the muscle that feels a bit sort of tighter than everything around it. Usually there's hypersensitivity around the area as well. So we do sort of feel that, we want somebody to get in there. And I guess this is one of the reasons that massage is really effective against knots, because one of the things that massage does is it helps reduce sensitivity by touching an area when it's hypersensitive. What we generally don't do, and this is where there is a lot of misunderstanding, is we don't realign the muscle fibers. We don't actually pummel that muscle out of existence, so that knot out of existence. What we're actually doing is working with your nervous system to get you to release the knot and to reduce. So we're talking knot still. So when is a knot not a knot? So quite often when people come in and they sort of palpate their backs and go, oh, what's that lump? Well, quite often what you're actually feeling is perfectly healthy muscle on top of bone. Another scenario is sometimes muscle will have a sort of natural twist in it. So there's a muscle at the back here, levator scapula. Quite often on people that will have a little bit of a twist in it, and that again, you sort of palpate it. Yeah, it kind of feels like a knot, but actually it's just quite normal, healthy tissue. Or sometimes it is just, as I say, normal healthy tissue that's hypersensitive, and actually the issue isn't really what you can feel physically. It could be very good, strong, developed muscle. The issue is actually the fact that you're aware of it, the fact that it's hypersensitive. And massage therapists often use a technique called trigger point therapy, where we just actually hold a constant pressure over it until the muscle actually calms right down and ceases to become hypersensitive. So there's sort of a little bit of a synopsis of when is a knot not a knot, and some of the things that we can do. There's lots you can do as well. I mean, first of all, stop doing whatever caused the aggravation in the first place, if that's sort of the scenario. Sometimes applying heat and applying cold, so contrast bathing, or just applying heat can help a muscle to relax and desensitize as well. So in summary, muscle knots do exist, but no, you can't see them on a scan, as there is usually nothing visually wrong. There's no pathology. No, we can't pummel them out of existence, but yes, we can work with you to reduce the sensitivity and pain using massage, trigger point therapy, and a range of other techniques. If you've got any comments, leave them below or get in touch.